Hello students, welcome to part 5. Alright, let's make this into the Canada 150 logo. Okay, so to know what lines to keep, it would be easier if we use the color scheme. So again, let's try to fill in what we can see on the Canada logo with red. So let's start with our original shape, okay? So that is this shape right here, okay? So that shape stays intact. So what we're going to do is I'm going to highlight the 4 lines, okay? And I may have to get this little piece in here, so I'll demonstrate. As I'm going, these two pieces are pretty obvious, and then the bottom's here, but then there's this little piece in here that may not be highlighted. See how here it's not highlighted? So I'm going to click on that little line there. Now it's not so important to click on the points in this case because the points are already red. That's just very convenient. All right, let's go to display, and let's go to color, and let's change it to red. Okay, now this did not change to red, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it again, and I'm going to go to display, color, red. Okay, sometimes because there's so many lines on top of each other, you may not hit on the right one. Okay, so the next two parts right here, these two quadrilaterals are totally intact. None of them, no part of this quadrilateral is hidden. So that's this quadrilateral here. So let's start with these two lines way out here that they're easy to get. Let's click on this line, and let's click on this line. Okay, so this one should be pretty easy to identify here. So let's go to display, color, red. Okay, now this one didn't change, so I can click on it again, display, color, red, and hopefully that got it. Okay, so now let's do the same for this one right here, this part right here. So that's this, and this line, and I've already got this part red, so I don't need to click on it again. So let's go to display, color, red. Okay, did that work? So now I've got this side here. Okay, so the two quadrilaterals that face directly to the left and to the right, they are completely intact. Okay, so let's click on these two lines and this line here. Now this part is already in red, so I don't need to highlight that. And maybe I can flip over to the other side and get these three lines as well. And let's go to display, color, red. Okay. All right. So now let's look at these in-between points here. So you notice how once it hits this line, it doesn't continue anymore. And same with this part here, it doesn't continue. So I only need this part from here to here red. But what I need to do is I need to trace over from this point. I clicked on the line tool. I need to trace over from here to here, and that should change that part red. And then I need to change this line here red. So I need to trace over from here to here to make it red. Now the interesting thing is it should make this line a broken line. So that's a really good hint that I want to hide this line here. So I'm going to click on this line. Now you notice how this part will also be highlighted, but it's very important that you click down here. See where my arrow is? Click here and then go to display. And we've used the hide tool before, hide. Okay, so now you see that this line does not continue. So let's do the same for this line here because this line stops at this vertex here. So let's click here on the line here. Now don't worry that it's highlighted up here because that's just the line underneath the one we've drawn. And let's go to display, hide. And that should now hide the line from continuing on here. Okay, so let's do the same thing for this point here. Let's use the line segment tool. Let's trace from here to here, and then from here to here, so that we just traced over with a red line. Now, let's switch tools and deselect. Let's click on this dotted line, okay, down here, not up here. Click on the dotted part of the line, go to display, hide. So that should get rid of the line coming down now. So now we want to get rid of this part of the line, don't we? So let's click on this part of the line. Don't worry that it's highlighted up here. And let's go to display, hide. Okay, so now we'll see that this point kind of looks like it's coming from behind these 2 points, doesn't it? So now we need to do the last part here. This part, how this little part kind of points out from behind the other points, from the other quadrilaterals. So let's use the line segment tool. Let's create an intersection here and trace from here to here, and then from here to here. All right, let's switch tools to the line, to the arrow tool. Let's deselect. Make sure you deselect. Okay, so we don't want this line, do we? So let's click on that line down here, and let's go to Display, Hide Segment. Okay, do we want this line? No, there's no line coming in here. So let's click on this point and this line, and let's Display, Hide. All right. Do we want any of these black lines? No, we actually don't want any of the black lines left on the right-hand side of my design. So let's click on this line, this line, this line, this point, and this point. Okay, let's see what happens. And again, you'll know right away whether you've clicked on a wrong point or you've missed a point. So let's go to Display, Hide Objects. Okay, so it did hide some of it, but then this remains. So let's click on it again, and then here, and then here. And sometimes, like I said, you'll need to hide things more than once because we traced over that line so many times. Okay, so we're almost done. Let's do the same thing on the left-hand side. Let's use the line segment tool. Let's trace over from here to here, and let's trace over from here to here. Let's switch tools to the arrow tool and deselect. All right, so now basically anything that's a black line, we want to get rid of. So let's click on all the black lines that are left. Let's go to Display, Hide Segments. Okay, and again, if you see some points floating around, and if you see some lines remaining, then go back and get those as well. Display, Hide Objects. Okay, and I've got one more here. Okay, Display, Hide Segment. Okay, we haven't saved in a while, so let's go to File, Save. Okay, so this design looks pretty amazing. So let's put in now the stem. So let's use the line segment tool, and let's just draw a line that goes straight down this guiding line here. Okay, now I wonder, do we have an option to go with a thicker line, or is that the no, that is the thickest. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's now hide, oops. So let's hide now our guiding lines. So let's click on the arrow tool, and let's click on our guiding lines, and then this point, and then this point way down here, and then our horizontal guiding line. Let's click on the line and the two endpoints that were created. And then let's go to Display, Hide Objects. Okay, so let's hide these letters as well. So if you double click on the letter, if you hover your mouse over the letter, it should turn into a hand. So I think we can double click on this, and then where it says label, we can just delete whatever letter is there, and we can uncheck the show label. Okay, uncheck the show label and delete the label and click OK, and that should get rid of that letter. And let's do the same thing for this B here. Can I get at this B? I want to change it to the hand. Yeah, double click. Oops, double click. And then let's get rid of the B label, and then show label, uncheck the show label, and then here. Okay, so the last thing we want to do is we want to hide all the points. So let's go to all right, sorry about that. My mouse ran out of batteries there. Okay, so let's hide all the points. So let's carefully click on all of the points. Now, if you don't trust yourself, you can do a few at a time, because if you mess up, then it will deselect all the other points that you've highlighted. So I'm comfortable with these. I'm gonna go to display, hide points. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna highlight a few more points. And again, do as many as you can, and then go to display, hide points. All right, so sometimes you're going to have to hide a point a number of times because that point was created so many times. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to do a couple at a time. And again, you can try to highlight all of them, but if you mess up, it'll deselect all the ones that you've already highlighted. Display, hide points. All right, let's have a look. Oh, I've got this one again. It was created so many times that there's actually so many points kind of on top of each other. All right, there you go. The Canada 150 logo. Amazing geometric art project. All right, let's go to File, Save. Okay, please call Mr. Ueda over to show him your awesome, awesome art project. Thanks for watching. Bye.